Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 40 of The Wylde Beyond. Thank you for joining us here on Thousand Faces TTRPG and on Go Buff Yourself. We are so grateful to have you here, and as always, I am joined by, well, not as always, as most of the time I'm joined by these 6 wonderful people. Sometimes I'm joined by 5. Who could I be referring to?
Is it Devon? I bet it's Devon.
Gotta give you a little shit for it.
And just for the audience to know, I was at a family wedding.
I gave you credit in the stream, for the record. I did say that you were representing the family while I was here playing a game. So, gave you total credit there. Don't worry, boo. But as always, I am joined by these 6 wonderful players, friends, wife, brother, loved ones, all around. Does anyone have any announcements before we jump in to tonight's session?
And I love you, and you're a great person.
Take a
great
luck
DM.
point.
And fuck AI DMing.
Yes, which
DMing.
I actually may be doing a live chat with that company at their request, so that'll be interesting. I told them I'm going to be honest,
Good.
So we'll see how that goes. For those of you who don't know, I made a video based in response to this company that was creating an AI dungeon master, and the video was basically me saying, please no! But the company reached out and said I had made good points and wanted to have a live chat about it. So we'll see how that goes. But any other announcements other than earning yourself a luck point there, Mav?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Well then I'll just jump into mine. First announcement, I do want to say what I'm about to show you is not sponsored. I'm just very excited to the point that I've already shown it to the people here on stream twice. So, hold on. Gotta dig. There's a lot here. Thank you for your
You
patience.
just had it.
Look, there are 5 books, and the one I wanted was on the bottom. Look. So, a Kickstarter, again, not affiliated, not sponsored. I'm getting nothing for this. A Kickstarter I've been waiting for over a year finally arrived, and that is, it's still in the wrapping because I just can't stand to take it out yet. Journey to Ragnarok, which is a setting and additional rule set compatible with 5e to tell Norse and Viking stories. So I am very excited for this. This will be something that we will be streaming in the future, so keep your eyes open for that. Other announcements are the more standard ones. 18 plus stream for language, drug use in and out of game, potential content, possibly tonight. So just be aware of that. Just consider every TTRPG, you know what, every stream on this channel, 18 plus. It's probably just for the best.
Yeah.
Just don't. 18 plus, clip your favorite moments. You can listen to past episodes on Go Buff Yourself, where they're just tightened up and with a few additional sound effects and things like that. So you don't have to listen through the 15 seconds of me finding my dice or finding a stat block.
Hey, Ethan, has the quality jumped up by a lot?
So
yet?
in the most recent episode of The Wylde Beyond that dropped there, which was episode 14, the one where you all first started going to hunt down Agden and try to find him, that is the first big sound quality improvement. The next one will come in another full episodes when I start using better things on Discord to capture your sounds. But it's sounding so much better. But even at episode 1, the story you all tell was just amazing, and it has been a joy going back and re-listening to it. Now, with all that out of the way, I think it's time we run that intro so that we can get started playing episode 40 of The Wylde Beyond. we are back. When we last left the wild things in the fields of spring, you all had managed, with more of an active hand from Kieren, to help Ilsa, a baker in Vale Crossing, win the baking cook-off and become selected as the newest addition to the Summer Court's kitchen staff as a celebrated baker. Afterwards, Kieren and Ilsa went on a little date, while Gromp and Wraught went to the spa. Bodhi and Otto went and did a little bit of shopping, and Melon dug through trash.
Best day ever.
And had a grand old time. As your day progressed, Kieren was the one, while on top of a small hill near Vale Crossing, you noticed these two rifts, these two pricks of black, almost a lack of light, off in the distance. One of them seemed a bit more intense than the other. You all quickly gathered and alerted Sheriff Grimm of what was happening. The town of Vale Crossing went into a temporary lockdown with the people sheltering in their homes. And while Sheriff Grimm and the majority of the militia established defenses around the town, you all instructed for him to send one of his runners to go scout the other rift that you weren't going to be dealing with. She tore off one way, and then with horses, you tore off towards the other. And what you found was a black hole-like rift that once you went through it, you found a maelstrom surrounding an all-consuming star-like eye. Through some very clever skill usage, some incredibly cinematic scenes, you managed to both leave the anchor that was in the Feywild back in here and retrieve the anchor from in the dark maelstrom. And with Wraught using fly, all of this combination of things that happened just beautifully, the wild things with Wraught using her dragon's breath as a jetpack, essentially, in addition to fly, with Melon hanging on to Otto, who was hanging on to Gromp. You all fly back through the rift right as it closes. And when we left, Wraught, you had reached out telepathically to the elf woman, the militia member whose name you never caught, to see what was happening, and you found her in a state of emotional torment. And she mentioned several times the Nightmare Man. And when you tried to calm her, sending her relaxing visions, you were given a vision yourself of a man in a glass coffin wearing a fine suit, monocle, large, immaculately curled mustache, pale skin. And he told you to leave this place and not to come back, and forced you out of that vision. And the very last thing you all did was get back on your horses and start to tear in that direction. So, it is a beautiful summer's day. There are large, magnificently colored birds swimming through the air. The grass and flowers here blowing perfectly and pleasantly in the breeze. the cries and croaks of insects and fauna that are... We see a cricket easily the size of a large house cat just rubbing and creaking these loud sounds as the thundering gallop of horses breaks the perfect day. And we watch the wild things tearing across the landscape. Large grasshoppers jumping out of the way, a cluster of huge butterflies following overhead. And after only about 20 minutes or so hard ride, actually, it's closer to half an hour. You have to let the horses take a breather at one point as they're covered and drenched in sweat. But eventually you do see, off in the distance, about 1,000 feet away, just nestled between these two large oak trees, their branches have woven together overhead, so the rift here is placed almost picturesquely in the little circular opening between these two large oaks. And unlike the one you just saw, there's no intense wind. There's nothing around here other than the rift itself to really set you on edge. Other than that, things right around here are fairly normal. And so with the horses panting, one of them still stamping their hooves, anxious to keep running, the youngest of the horses, we pick up with you all. Like I said, it's still off in the distance. It's not right next to you.
Is there any sign of the scout?
Not from here.
Let's spread out, see if we can find that elf woman. She might not be here, though. It was, I tried to reach out to her. It was, bad times.
When have we ever had a good time when one of these things pop up?
I know, those kids were pretty fun.
No, they were not.
Oh, please, you didn't get to make them hit themselves. It was great.
Well, I got in trouble for offering one drugs, and even though it was an accident, so I didn't have a good time.
Hey, if you look like if they'd been through some shit, they could use some drugs.
Yeah, they probably could have used it. But anyway, there it is in all of its glory. What exactly do you think it really does? Like, what
Where they come from?
Like, what do you think? Do you think it's sentient, guys? And he looks over to each of you. Do you think it knows we're coming?
Don't you say a word.
What the fuck was that?
We're not here to discuss whether or not portals know if we're coming or not. We need to find that scout. Spread out.
I feel like I'm missing something. Okay!
Maybe, did she go through the portal?
What about on the other side?
I don't know. I got kicked out of her brain by a man with a mustache.
Ethan, can I make a survival check to see if I can track where the scout went?
Yeah, absolutely.
While Kaya's doing that, can I check on the opposite side?
Sure.
Okay.
2 plus 5 plus 7.
Total of a 7 on survival. Okay. And for Melon, you can either make me perception, investigation, survival, whatever you think aligns with what you're looking for. With a 7,
survival.
I will say that you do find footprints relatively recent around here with a 7. You don't find a path of them straying. Let me clarify. You don't find a path of those footprints leaving You find the footprints leading to here. You see several as walked around, but you don't see a path of those same footprints departing from here. Melon, what did you get?
18.
18. And which stat was this?
Survival. It was
Survival.
the same as my perception score anyways.
So are you looking for... What are you looking for in particular?
Signs of egress, movement, downtrodden greenery.
Absolutely.
Tracking a path.
No problem. With an 18, easy. You see the depressions in the grass where it's been crushed down, and you're able to put together that this was definitely... The foot size matches what you would expect from the elf that you saw. And it looks like they were looking around for something, which, given the instructions to find an anchor, that also aligns. And you, too, don't find a path leaving here, but you also notice that the footprints go right up to the portal.
Yeah, likely inside. Who's up for another trip?
Do we have to? Can't we just find the anchor, chuck it through, and say she's dead?
Oh,
We
I'm
that would be
beginning.
efficient.
I mean, if you can find the anchor, sure.
I don't even know her name. Why do I care?
I'm beginning to think that the weird anchor thing can work both ways because it, like the last one collapsed when we took the weird book out of there. So, I mean, like we've always found them on this side, but it could be a case that this time the anchor is on that side.
Oh man, are we the invading portals?
Stop trying to think. You're making yourself sound dumb.
Yeah, you're right.
1 luck point to Kai for a good deduction.
I used up all my brand new work today. This is great.
That is the only one Kai gets for the rest of the day. That's it. Sarah's
Hey,
brain's
better to get
gone.
early than late.
Yep.
Well, that doesn't mean that there's not an anchor, just that she didn't find one apparently before throwing herself into whatever that is. Let's take a look and see if we can find anything before we make any rash decisions.
I mean, maybe it's
Whoa.
fine in there. Oh no. Maybe it's not fine in there. Never mind. I just came back from there. It fucking sucks in there.
Lauren knocked her camera offline through sheer passion of roleplay. For those of you who couldn't see that. Would you like to say what you were saying, Bodhi?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was saying, maybe it's okay in there. Maybe it's not so bad.
It's terrible. I got a psychic vision where she was being haunted by a nightmare man.
Well,
You think
no,
that's
that's
what-
her thing.
You saw him too?
Wait, what?
What?
So he doesn't look like just like empty bones that have already been skinned and you can't eat him anymore?
What the hell have you been seeing?
No,
What?
Melon, that's the Hat Man.
Oh yeah, it is the Hat Man.
This is
There's
what
a
happens when he
hat
man?
it happens when he stays up for 3 days straight.
He eats the Hat Man.
I try, but he just escapes.
I don't know why the name The Hat Man is scarier to me than the Nightmare Man. Like, that scares me more. The Hat Man.
It's like when
Oh,
the
you
sword
see him
is
too?
like named, King Angmar's, Thresher of Bones is not as scary as a sword named the Thrunger.
The Throngler.
That's true.
Did you guys hear the Feywild say that the Hat Man? Because I heard that.
Nobody heard that, Otto. Just you.
It's canon now.
I think.
I'm gonna go look for an anchor.
Yeah, I think we should look for the anchor.
I'm gonna stand near the portal.
Gromp reaches down. This could be the anchor.
What is that?
Blade of grass.
Oh, holy shit, that's steep. Yeah, go try it.
But look at it. And he holds it really close to you.
Oh,
Notice
oh,
anything
oh,
off?
Becky? Did you only one of them?
Yes. You notice anything off?
No. Other than that, it's right here.
Little bite taken out of it.
What the fuck does that mean?
Maybe a little person threw it back through the portal.
Oh my fucking god, you guys! You guys!
No.
I think
The spade has done
Oh.
wonders for my mental.
clearly.
I love that the sentence ended there. The spade has done wonderful things for my mental.
Kai's gonna stand next to Melon near the portal and strain his eyes, trying to see if, like, because he knew what the chain looked like for the last one, to see if there's anything that looks remotely like that coming out of this side. Like, to see if there might be something like a dual anchor thing there was again.
You don't currently see anything like that. Which, I will say, one, you never saw that before the last one either, so that's not that unusual.
And just as a quick aside, the meal that Ilsa gave us, what does that do?
I will tell you, what that is essentially a pre-prepared casting of Heroes Feast.
I'm gonna save that then.
She gave you a big ol' spell.
Oh,
Because she loves you.
so nice.
She wants
Wow.
to hug you. She wants to love you. Can I please look for any kind of anchor that's not stupid grass?
Hey, it's not stupid just because it's different. It's just.
It's not different. It's just grass, Bodhi.
All grass is different. Rot. Ugh,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you.
My frills go
You know what?
straight up, and I start to like bleed fire out of my eyes.
I
Holy
grab.
shit! I don't want to deal with that. Nah, thanks but no thanks.
Those
And
of
he
you
backs up a little
looking
bit and smiles.
for an anchor can make me investigation checks while this continues.
I guess
22.
Okay.
15.
15.
23.
Ken.
Okay.
Gromp's not
He's
making
so
that.
enthralled with Wraught right now. He's like, nah, I'm not fucking looking. I'm looking right there, baby.
Gromp, what were you saying?
Wow.
I'm not making a check because I think I already have it. And no one believes me.
It's okay, bud. It's okay.
Take a luck point for making half the game and have to stop and giggle. Through something that I feel is very real for Gromp. I'm not trying in any way to belittle it, Gromp. Take a luck point for it. Those of you who were looking for other potential anchors than the blade of grass, you don't find anything here that really sticks out, or that doesn't seem like it doesn't belong in the Feywild. Because all the other things that you found here, you know, the gear, the bloody switch, the paw, or the severed paw of a creature, these are things that didn't belong. Everything here, beautiful flowers, overly large acorns, nothing really that seems out of place other than this rift. But with a 22, Wraught, I will say that as you go walk by the portal, you look through it, and what you see is black and what looks like a spider web. Which
I hate this.
reminds you of the web that you saw when you went into the mind, when you connected with this elf. And you saw her suspended in black on what looked like a web
I'm gonna scrunch in my long neck really far and make a gross face. How dedicated are we to the idea of saving the Feywild again?
100%.
I mean, we're kind of stuck here for the time being, so I'd rather not be consumed with this stuff, because that's going to follow us and be our problem.
It's in everyone's best interest to tackle this head on.
Our knowledge of the situation makes it our responsibility.
Melon, that was really well said.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
actually.
what was that?
I grab Otto's arm. Otto, can I... And I move your sleeve to look at your arm. What does that say? 1, 2...
Still about 2.5. 2.5 days to fulfill the bargain that was made in Downfall with Bavlorna Blightstraw to break the mirror of her sister, Scabatha Nightshade. Or else, well, the contract would be broken.
Stuff.
Otto,
You got time.
we have 2.5 days.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just worried is all.
I got faith in us. And I got faith in the Feywild. We've been really, really lucky and really, really great. And it's one of those things where we can make it through. We got time. We finish this up. We help the people of Vale Crossing, and then we just book it closer to the tree. And then we can sleep then, and then we go straight to Bavlorna's castle, right? Bavlorna?
Scabatha.
Scabatha. There's a lot of hags here. I get them mixed up. And we just break the mirror and we help the kids. We made promises. So, and no matter what happens here, I'll be okay.
Unless we die. Unless we die. Then nobody's okay.
And then we don't have to deal with the problem of breaking the curse, but at this point we're kind of up shit creek, so it's really the only option is go.
Like I said, I got faith in us and the Feywild.
At
Yeah.
1.5 days, I would like to be heading to break that mirror. When there's 1.5 days on his arm, I don't want to cut it any closer.
Yeah, I totally understand that time frame. And Bodhi puts his hands on his hips and kind of leans his neck out to you. But the issue is, how do we move forward from here to get to that point?
Hey, what about the book?
Kai pulls the book out of his pocket. It's literally nothing. It's empty. It was just a thing from our world that was in theirs, like, here. And he hands it over to Melon.
I mean, wasn't there a cog outside and this in there?
Yeah, left the cog in there and brought that out. So
Yeah, what if this one is for this one?
then we bring that with
And
us.
then there's something else in there for here.
I think the point of it, Melon, is that portal was anchored here because something from here was in there. So that book belongs here, which means that there's probably something else in that one different that we need to get out.
And we're not going to get Otto's curse broken any faster by standing here and debating about it, so Kai's going to take like a big, deep breath, dust some of the dirt off of his already now kind of tattery looking after all of this outfit, and start walking towards the portal.
Okay.
Same.
Otto?
Otto would have already gotten to the portal, look back at you guys, and just fall backwards into it.
One day we're going to actually have a plan before we do these things. I mean, Gromp's afraid of clowns, and we're going into the realm of the Nightmare Man. This is going to be great. Wonderful. Perfect. Love this for us.
For the
Wait,
record, totally disagree with what he just did there. Just for the record, totally disagree.
what
I
are we
agree
doing?
with Gromp.
What are we doing now? We can't just let him go. Oh, fuck! And he walks into the portal.
Cat follows after him.
Hey, Wraught. You don't think anything can come out of the portal after us, right?
Gromp, so help me God, if you hang around outside this one, I'm going to kick your ass. Get in there.
Okay, well, I was gonna cast something on the outside, but nothing's gonna follow us, right? What's the worst that can happen? I front flip through.
You fucker. I hate him. I hate them all. I hate them all so much. I'm going to go in.
Okay. Pause this. You each enter the rift individually. And individually you emerge. You find yourself in, for right now, liquid black. And as you're standing here, you can feel that you're in a space, that this is a place, that you aren't simply not experiencing anything, but rather that the place that you are experiencing is this void. And then there is a heavy kunk, as if of a spotlight from the circus being kicked on. And to your left, in the circle of that spotlight, about 100 feet away from you, is a humanoid figure that is in a constant state of flux, growing, shifting, changing colors, sometimes looking like a person, and other times not. Kunk. A second spotlight. A incredibly tall, as in about 16 feet tall, figure.
So damn tall.
With gaunt, hollow eyes, an incredibly long face, skin hanging from the bones. Kunk. On the right side now, where this was on your left, a red-skinned, muscular woman who seems to be entirely nude other than the wings that are wrapped around her. Kunk. A serpent shifting in space with rainbow scales. And then a final kunk. Or I'm sorry, not a final, and then a fifth kunk. A young girl, maybe about 8 years old, wearing a black school outfit. She looks like a porcelain doll. Her eyes are easily twice as big as they should be, glossy, unblinking. And the smile that she wears does not reach them. Then, the final kunk, as directly in front of you, a glass coffin. A man with arms crossed over his chest, styled and waxed mustache, monocle. And there is a chorus of voices that all speak as one to you from each of these 6 spotlights. Let us see. 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 Let us see dreams are held in you. Kunk. All of the lights go dark. I need some dice rolls to figure out who we're going to jump to first right here. Now, for Wraught, Melon, and Kieren, I would like you to pick one person to roll. The other three of you, Bodhi, Otto, and Gromp, also roll. Just need d20s, no modifiers. This is literally just to determine order.
Closest to 3 without going under?
Morgan, you do it.
Okay, I've been voluntold to do it.
Hey.
16.
16. Okay.
2.
4.
Okay.
5.
So I believe 4 was the lowest one I heard. Am I correct there?
2.
Oh, 2. Excellent. Okay. As the lights drop, and you are once again left in dark, all of you see the following. A mountainscape. The camera flying over. And it comes to rest at a cave. In this cave, there is a creature that we can see, lurking towards the rear in the dark. It has a silver-blue goat head, a red-gold lion's head, and a serpentine head with red and gold scales. It has wings. It's a chimera. And it looks scared. It's starving. And we watch as over the course of days, it sneaks its way to the exit of the mouth of the cave and builds up the courage to leave and hunt. And when it returns, we see that time has passed and it has grown. Massive. Fierce. We see it come and go and come and go, and we hear the screams of animals and people alike that fall under its claws and its jaws. We see, as the chimera is sleeping, there is a sudden impact sound. And there is a silver dragon, injured, that has taken refuge in the chimera's cave. The chimera, out of pure animal instinct, stays hidden, allows the silver dragon to rest and heal. And eventually it does, and it departs. After the dragon is gone, the chimera slowly prowls forward to a pool of blood left behind, this silver liquid left behind by the injured dragon. And the serpentine head snakes towards the pool and begins to drink of it. And as it drains the pool, the chimera gains insight, wisdom, memory. And at this moment, you all again hear that chorus of voices. They would forgive the beast. Beasts must hunt, mustn't they? But what did you do when you stole thought from the dragon's blood? Let's see. And we watch as the Chimera uses its newfound mental faculties to plot raids and attacks against nearby villages and towns and trading routes, becoming the scourge of not just this mountainside, but villages all around. Ah, that's what you did. You didn't use it to better yourself. You used it to become a better monster. We see as the Chimera, the scourge of these mountains, is fighting off a group of adventurers. A group hired to end this thing. And we watch as the Chimera loses. One of the hired swords here, gleaming in armor, driving his sword through the serpentine head. An orc cleaving the lion's head from the Chimera's body. And an arcanist pulling fire and burning the goat's head. And the vision that we are seeing, that you all see, goes black once again. You don't see anyone else but yourself. You see nothing else but you. But you hear those voices again. What do you think they will say? Let's see. And kunk, kunk, kunk. 3 spotlights come on. And Wraught and Melon and Kieren, you find yourself under bright lights. The silver blue satyr, the Leonin with the red gold mane, and the red dragonborn. You see each other. And all the rest of you see them too, though you don't see your other companions.
Well, that was dramatic.
Insightful.
Such a fun game we're playing. What fun games?
But see, that's where you're wrong. And he's gonna yell this out into, like, the open. What do you think we were gonna do with intelligence? All we did was hunt shit. It's not like we had teachers or a loving parent to say, here's what you should do. Here's how to be a good person. Oh boy. As soon as we had legs and could talk to people, that's where you're wrong. Because we did use our smarts to become better. That's why we're fucking sitting here.
It became fun.
I don't have to justify myself to anyone.
Could the three of you please make me charisma saving throws?
Is it against a spell?
It's a magical
Or a
effect.
magical effect?
It's a
I
magical
have advantage.
effect. Yeah, that's fair.
$15.
Also a 15.
19, which is great because my other one was a 1.
Fantastic. As the last one of you speaks, about 20 feet from you, this arch of swirling mist forms. And those voices speak again. Stay here, and you will never need to face their judgment. You can be what you are. Just stay and suffer.
It's not a convincing argument.
Nah, to suffer is to live. And to live is the right of the strong.
Be what we are. Be what I am. What if even I don't know what I am? How are you going to show me?
And I made myself. I'd rather keep doing it back out there. I don't need you to figure it out for me.
Because each one of you passed your charisma saving throw, you can walk to that arch.
Can we see any of the other people again?
No.
If you guys are out there, we'll be waiting over here. If you can see us. Don't get lost.
Hurry up.
As you approach the arch and start to pass through it, everyone's vision, including your own, the three of you, once again goes black. And because my puppy clearly needs to go out, we're going to take a 3-minute break before we jump back into this section. Be right back, y'all. Take care of yourselves, and don't go anywhere. All right, we're back. Wraught, Melon, and Kai, as you walked towards the arch of mist, everyone's vision, including yours, once again went black. And you then see the gossamer threads of that spider web. Which thread to pull next? And one of the pieces of the web goes taut. And as all of you begin to see this vision, you see as you are in... Before you see anything, you hear things. You hear the loud cheering of a crowd. Ah! Ah! And then you hear a piercing scream. And the crowd falls silent. When you start to see things, what you see looks like a hospital ward, medical area. And the camera just slowly moves past these beds to one towards the end, where there is a figure lying in the bed, badly injured. And seated next to the bed, just these quiet sobs. You see Bodhi. Bodhi, who do we see in that bed?
Just fighting dogs behind
Yep.
me. So
Hear that.
that's not actually there. It's just
You want to let them
fighting.
maybe fight out of the door?
Yeah, I would like to do that.
You
very
can go
much.
do that.
Yeah, if you wanna. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Or take their tags off. Just take their collars off. They're a lot quieter. Dogs. The enemy of all recordings. But the best cuddles.
That's my job.
Also true. All right. So, Bodhi, who do we see in that bed next to you?
A Luxodon. Who is now laying in bed, has a purple bandana over one ear and has a slash from neck down to shoulder.
And Bodhi, as the camera looks over this Luxodon and at you, as you're sobbing, we hear you say something, either under your breath or to her. What do we hear Bodhi say?
He leans down his head on the bed and he reaches his hand for hers. And through these tears, he manages to choke out, "I didn't get to tell you that you were the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. I'm sorry." And he pulls away and he just puts his head towards the ceiling and he just lets the tears fall as he puts his head in his hands. "I don't know what to do now."
As you all are watching this scene, you hear those voices again, and they speak, but they almost don't seem like they're speaking to you. As they speak in unison, "Yes. Good. Is this whole world full of people like you, running from your sorrows? Delicious." And one of the voices speaks, and again, You hear it, but it doesn't sound like it's directed at you. What if we were to change the pattern a little? We watch as night and day and night and day and night go by, Bodhi constantly at her side. And then we watch as her eyes come open. And Bodhi, she immediately speaks to you. As soon as her eyes snap open. It was your fault.
It was. But I didn't mean to.
It was your fault.
How do I fix it?
You can't fix it. You've already done it. Could you please make me a charisma saving throw, Bodhi? And I'm so sorry. I love you so much. I'm so sorry to make you cry.
11.
11. Okay. All of you see. So Wraught, Melon, Kai, Otto, Gromp, the 5 of you see, as you're still watching this from a third-person perspective. Bodhi is not anymore. You don't know that. But Bodhi, at some point through this last part of the vision, you've gone from looking at yourself to looking through your own eyes. And so the 5 of you see as that arch of mist appears behind him. But you don't see it, Bodhi. And now you stay and suffer. Think of all the harm you did. And the vision goes black, with Bodhi just staring at this Loxodon. When you see the web again, there is a bundle in it this time. Small, which tells you how huge this web must be. But you see Bodhi, tiny, wrapped in webs of his own suffering and sadness. That's one. Who's next? The web.
Are we able to speak?
You can certainly try.
I would like to try.
What do you say?
Bodhi! Really? Really? Bodhi! Just trying to say his name and get his attention.
You shout it.
Do I hear that shit?
Nope.
Fuck.
Does anyone?
Wraught does.
I'd look at my family next to me and point at my throat and then my mouth.
Do we hear her?
Yes. The 2 of you right next to Wraught, as the 3 of you can now see each other. You can hear each other right now.
Yeah, I'm a butthole. What of it? I can hear that.
And the web disappears. And all of you now see, except for Bodhi. Bodhi, you do not see this. The rest of you do. You see Gromp sitting with Otto. Gromp, what are the two of you doing right now?
I think we're just smiling, chatting.
We see memories that you have of your time with Otto at the carnival. Laughing, Otto on your shoulders, helping each other get out of jams. Scooby-Doo shit. We see as Otto comes out of his shell around you. We see as Otto helps you grow. And then we see Otto looking at you sadly. Sorry, bud. At this point, you're kind of holding me back.
What do you mean?
I mean, look at you. Just been the same thing you've been. You gamble too much. You're irresponsible. Don't know what you want. You're still a backup act.
You don't mean that. I know you don't.
Look, I know you can be more than this, but so can I. And turns, walks to a door. When he opens it, there's a figure standing on the other side waiting for Otto. A young, honestly probably only about 15 or 16, non-binary bugbear. And you immediately recognize this bugbear, Gromp.
Biernick? Biernick, what are you? And I run towards the door.
And just like Biernick did when you were kids, this time with Otto following behind, slams the door shut.
Gone. Not surprising.
Yes. That's where you always knew you would end up, isn't it?
Not real. This isn't real.
Oh, but it is. Do you think you aren't alone right now? Where are they? You need their help.
They're
Let's
looking for
wait
me.
and see if they find you. Shall we?
They will. They will.
Shh, 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 shh. Let's wait together. They're not coming. You're alone. Again.
Biernick.
Make me a charisma save, Gromp. You turn away from this door. You just can't look at it. It still has the chips that you remember from Biernick's home front door when he slammed it in your face and never spoke to you again. But as you turn away from it, this doorway of mist appears. And you can see on the other side of it Melon, Kieren, and Wraught. And you, the three of you, see as... It's a kind of confusing thing for you because you're seeing this vision, you see the archway form, but then you see another archway form next to you, which is where you actually are. Nothing here makes a lot of sense.
Is it an archway that we can, like, interact with? Or is it like he's going to be in a separate area?
You can try. What would you like
I'm
to
just
do
going to
with it?
hold open his arms for, like, welcoming a hug.
You see that, Gromp. Can't hear you.
I try to
There you
hug
go.
back.
Do you go through the archway?
Yes, I go through.
As you run through, the three of you see as Gromp just comes in and impacts into a hug.
Does the archway fade?
Yes, after he passes through, it does.
As soon as Gromp comes through and, like, goes into Kai's embrace, he'll, like, rub his back and pat him on the back and be like, you don't hold us back.
I knew you wouldn't leave me.
Never.
Oh, no, I'd drop your ass in a second.
She'd drop your ass, but I won't let her.
I'd eat that ass.
Thank you, Melon. That means a lot coming.
We're gonna unpack that connotation later on.
Don't unpack
Wait,
his
there's a
ass.
second meaning to that?
As the four of you reunite, the web appears. You still see the entwined, wrapped Bodhi. And you hear those voices. One more. Let's see what he has in there. Oh, this is delicious. Oh, we almost don't want to share. But the amount that he has suffered since he has already been here has been but an appetizer compared to what's to come. Let's see. You hear the sounds of wooden crates and glass jars. The clinking of bottles, the sound of a distillery. On the outside of this building, there's a burned logo of Moonfire Moonshine. Otto, what does that logo look like?
The logo is a crescent moon with a flame at the inside of it.
Very cool. As the camera pushes into the distillery, this is a family operation. There are 24 easily Harengon in here right now. All at work, some working on the next order, but others getting this current shipment loaded onto carts and crates. There is one Harengon, hair gone, Hair, hair gone a little gray. Actually, the hair has gone a little gray, works either way. And is shouting instructions. Bring that back after you finished it up. Look, we need to get those carts finished loaded, all right? Time's a ticking. Otto! And you see as teenage Otto runs out. Otto, there you are. I had something I wanted to talk to you about. You've been helping out at the distillery since you could walk, really. I think it's family and I were talking, and I think it's time that you went on a run. What do you think? And he gets like this big expectant smile.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. You think I'm ready, though?
Of course you're ready. Of course you... Look, if I'm being honest, you being ready. But, us parents, we like to hold you close as long as we can. But, your cousins, brothers and sisters, they've done this a dozen times. They're going to take care of you. You're going to do just fine. All right? It's an easy there and back.
All right. When do we leave?
First thing in the morning. So, get your stuff packed. You should be back in day after tomorrow.
All right. Simple day, simple run. Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Otto. You're
Thanks.
a testament to the Moonfire name. Proud of you.
Thanks, Dad.
The vision fades, and as it does, how happy, repulsive. As the camera fades back in, we see the carts departing from this mountain town. Heading along the path, hugs the mountainside several times as this shipment of Moonfire moonshine is making its way from one of these mountain towns to the next. There are about 25 total people in this caravan, because there are easily 8 wagons involved. It's a big operation, the Moonfire Distillery. And as the caravan is passing through a particularly narrow section of the... Excuse me one second. Fix this. There we go. As the caravan is navigating along a particularly narrow section hugging the mountainside, there is a loud screech in the air. A monstrous cry, a combination of roar and dragon's cry and bleating of a monstrous goat. As the sound of large wings, as coming around from the side of the mountain, we see a huge chimera, silver blue goat head, red gold lion, and serpent head as well. Impacts into the caravan. Herringon and wagons and horses go flying, screaming, fleeing. And when we next see anything, it is a scene of bloody destruction. There are bodies everywhere. And we see Otto, army crawling away from one of the overturned carts. And out of focus in the background, we see as the chimera feasts. And he crawls away, bloodied. Two of Otto's sisters, one of his brothers, eventually find him, grab him, run. We see a silent conversation when they get back to their village. Otto's father, enraged at the loss of the shipment. Otto, running, fleeing from home into the mountain forest. And then we just see Otto collapsed, bloody, sobbing, scared, and alone. You would do such a thing? Oh, this will be delicious. Otto, could you make me a charisma saving throw?
And
You see the archway of mist appear anyway. And just a little bit of laughter. And Wraught, and Melon, and Gromp, and Kieren, you see this archway form. And you see standing on the other side, Otto. Now, Otto. And Otto, you see them. I've simply been famished. This will keep me satiated for so long, I think.
Stop being an asshole for your own lunch.
Didn't you used to play with your food?
Used to. You haven't learned that lesson.
Oh.
Guess you need adventurers to come chop off your head, too.
I walk towards Otto's portal. And try to put my hand through it.
You can.
Glare at me. Hate me. But right now, I have to go save a turtle. I'm gonna walk through.
You walk into the woods, the forest, where Otto, young Otto, is still kneeling crying. Because that is where Otto currently is.
Oh. No.
You want to say something to me?
Why?
Why do you think, Otto?
You weren't some fucking monster. You were smart. It's not just some random caravan that you found. You found us and you took us out. I can understand if you're some fucking mindless beast, but you weren't. You were smart. You systematically took us out. Fuck you, Wraught. Could have been anybody else but us.
You're right. It could have been anybody else. It could have been Bodhi. It could have been Gromp. And do you know why it was you? Because you were there. It was never personal. And you're taking it very, very personally.
The fuck you mean I wouldn't? You killed my family. You killed my family from me. Oh, and don't you sit there with a fucking person. Oh, what did Melon say? It was fun to kill? Yeah, you fucking enjoyed it. That was the worst.
it's fun anymore.
Kai's gonna go running into the portal.
And step through the tomb.
You're wrong, Otto. What Melon meant is it's fun to be conscious, to be a person, and that he didn't want to be this again. Not that it's fun to kill things. He's a lion. He's got about 2 brain cells. It's not personal. And Kai's gonna kick Wraught a bit to see if she will maybe go towards Bodhi. It's not personal. And you're wrong again because we were a monster. You had parents to teach you morals. What did we have? Nothing. We had abandonment as a baby and learning to eat. And then we got brains for it, and all we knew before that was consume. And you know what? I always wondered who hired the adventuring party that killed us. Because I distinctly remember the sensation of burning alive. And I remember what it felt like to have my other 2 heads be stabbed and then cut off. So it's very personal to both of us. But I'm here trying to be a better person because it came back around. Congratulations, you killed us. But I'm sitting here trying to be a good person and help people and get through this and close this fucking portal that you are now trapped in. So unless you get off your ass and get out of the portal as well, then you're going to stay here in this burning field where a beast, yes, a beast, ate your family. Because I'm standing here. I am Kieren. I gave myself that name. And I am not going back to being that thing. Because I like who I made myself. And I like being around people and learning about them and being better and being good. So if you look at us and see that thing, I am sorry. But it doesn't exist anymore because you killed it. So are you coming with us or not? Because Gromp is waiting for you, and he thinks you hate him.
And Bodhi's waiting for us. And he looks like he wants to die.
Otto's gonna get up. He's gonna walk to Kieren. You're Kieren. That's the name you gave yourself.
Just like Wraught named herself, and Melon named himself, for the first thing that he found to eat. It was a watermelon. It wasn't even a person. It was a watermelon. The first thing we ate on our own.
Let's go. You've proven yourself that you are. And I'm angry. But you've proven yourself to be better people. Or at least trying to be. And this is the deepest you've heard Otto's voice. This is rage. And I'm trying to hold back a lot of emotions that I have. But I see you as my friend. I see Kieren, Melon, and Wraught as my friends. And I made a promise to you that I'll protect my friends. Now, don't think these wounds haven't healed. They haven't. But at least I know where they come from now and why they're there. And as you saw, I'm sorry for what my pa did. We ain't really on the best of speaking terms, as you can see. Because fuck us, we were just product. So yeah, I might have had a dad or a mom that cared about me up to some fucking point. But on that day it changed. So at least we have that in common. So let's go. And no ill will, no shoulder nudge, no nothing. Just walk.
Could Otto and Kieren make me quick perception checks, please?
19. 11 plus 8.
23.
Very nice.
Never mind then.
Otto, you feel as if this place trying to hold on to you. Your shirt or vest just catches a little bit on one of the tree branches here and tears off a little bit. As if the branches were reaching towards you. But doesn't hold on to you. And as you two pass through this archway of mist, it disappears. And the 5 of you are now together.
Wraught was staying there.
Oh, Wraught, you were...
was going to try to get Bodhi.
Bodhi's not here. This was Otto's past. Or, yeah, Otto's, mind.
Clearly there's no secondary tunnel in here.
Well, as you all pass through the archway and the 5 of you are together, you find yourself standing in a hallway. A hallway with 2 archways. One at each end. On one end, you can see where you came from. The way out of this portal and this nightmare. At the other end, actually it's a touch too far away to see at this moment, but looks like it might be a hospital wing. Looks like Bodhi's archway.
Turn on my heel. First person down, making a loud clicking noise when my claws hit the floor.
Directly after.
Give my fucking turtle back!
Give us one, and we will leave this place alone. If
Yeah,
do
you can
not,
eat shit.
You're getting none and you're leaving this place alive.
You all run down this black-shrouded hallway towards Bodhi's archway. And as you run, it just feels like it's getting farther and farther away. And the voices laugh at you. You all truly have been a delicious appetizer. Is this what we can expect from all of those in this land? This might be just the place we were looking for. So much sadness. So much pain. But if you leave us one, let us drain him dry. We will be content with our lot.
You'll have to be content with your lives because you're not getting any carry out today.
And suddenly you're at the archway. And you just see
Take it down.
Bodhi at that bedside, and now the individual in the bed has a sheet pulled over them. It's dark, and Bodhi is sitting alone, crying. Bodhi, do we hear you saying anything right now?
Bodhi is on his knees at the side of this bed here with the sheet over, but his hand is under the sheet and he is holding her hand still, his head on the bed, and you can hear very faintly muffled sobs, but that is it.
And Bodhi, even with the sheet over, you can still just hear her voice. It was your fault. So real, you can swear it even sounds a little muffled from the sheet.
I didn't mean to.
Leave us this one. His suffering is pure, endless. Lost love, unrequited. A well that never runs dry. Leave us him. Go. And we will part amicably.
And if we don't?
Then we will sink our claws into this place. We will make it our never-ending mission to find a way to stabilize one of these rifts. And this entire land full of people who flee from their feelings, from their fears and their sadness and their loss will become a delicacy.
And what about the people who don't flee? And I'm going to take a couple steps forward.
Into the archway? Okay.
What about the ones who love and lose and kill and die and live each and every day like it's worth living?
Love is simply a prelude to loss.
There is no loss without love.
Then keep your love. Give us your loss.
I'll take it all. I'm going to put my hand on Bodhi.
You feel it, Bodhi. And you recognize.
He shakes as if startled, and then reaches almost too hard, clawing into your hand, and he just turns and looks at you, tears rolling from his eyes. I don't. I didn't mean to.
You didn't.
But that doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't.
It's still my fault.
So what are you going to do about it?
It's done. What? It's done. And he looks you so deeply in your face. You're beautiful.
You know, I've got this friend. He loves to give advice. And his favorite thing, and she's going to reach the book at her hip and tap it on the hand that's on top of hers. You should journal about it.
And he, through these crocodile tears, lets the slightest smile slide from his face. You know, that's pretty good advice, right? It's gonna be a doozy.
I'll edit it when you're done.
How the fuck do we get out of here? And
Stand up first.
oh fuck, I've never wanted to stand up less in my life. I don't deserve to. But might as well. And he crooks his arm. Oh, that's nice.
I put my hand in the crook of his arm.
That's nice. It's so small in there. And he steps forward.
As you walk through the archway, all of you are now together in that hallway. And in front or near the other rift, near the other portal that you could see that led back to the Fields of Spring, you see that there is now a curled up elf. Just in the fetal position there. And you hear an almost repulsed sound from the voices. Ugh. But this has not been a complete loss. A fascinating first step. Ta-ta.
Ethan, have we seen anything close to an anchor while we've been here?
The only thing... Well, you see the elf woman. And do you approach her?
Kai will elbow Melon.
Yep, that's an elf. Oh, go check on her. Okay.
Didn't even take me slapping you. Wow, progress.
As you approach her, you see that she, like I said, she's curled into the fetal position. And she has clutched in her hands what looks like a black veil.
I'll probably try and pry those fingers. Just gimme.
You manage to pull it.
Yeah, and then it's got it. I assume.
Definitely would fit the bill of something that would be an anchor from this side of things, given all of the sadness that has been shown to you. And do you all leave the anchor and exit the portal?
Wait, I'm sorry, Ethan. Joe and I were having to do a bit of a sync for a second. So, did she have an anchor? What?
She was clutching in her hands a black mourning veil.
She had the anchor.
So I think we have to take that with us to close it, right?
No, we toss it back in.
But it's already in here.
No, she's outside.
Oh, gotcha. No, I was under the impression she was still inside the portal, so I was getting really confused. I understand now. Okay, yeah, we'll throw the thing back in and take her with us, obviously.
And as you then grab the veil from her, leave it on the other side while taking her through and making sure that she is on the Fields of Spring side of things. You just hear that distant chorus of laughter as the rift closes. And you're left again in this beautiful summer day. The elf, she seems fast asleep. And as she is set down, she got... Oh, worst fucking nightmares ever.
Oh, did you remember about the Bone Man too? Oh, sorry, the Hat Man.
It's the Hat Man, Melon.
The Hat Man too.
No.
Oh, good, he's the
She
worst.
looks around. Wait, weren't you all going to the... Did I... What's going on?
You closed the second portal.
Let's just call it a bad dream.
Whew. I guess that took more out of me than I thought. Thank you. Thank you for coming to check on me, though. I'll be by the horses whenever you all are ready to head back. Whew, oh, my head. As she walks off.
And as she walks off, Gromp falls to his knees and puts his head on Otto's feet and just sobs.
Whoa. What the fuck happened?
A lot happened.
Abandonment issues.
Get up, Gromp. Get up, please.
Otto, I saw. I put my arms out. You know I'll always be here.
Dang, bud. Yeah. Yeah. And Otto is going to break down. Full tilt. Because that is one thing that Otto has been keeping locked up in his head for a very long time.
I'm gonna weasel my way in between Kieren and Melon and put my arms around their waists and hold them really, really tight.
I don't need no mind vampire to tell me I'm perfect.
Bodhi stands perfectly alone. And he just wraps his arms around himself. I clearly missed quite a bit while I was stuck in my hellhole. But I know now isn't the time. I care about all of you, and I'm here when you're ready.
Wait, if Otto stayed, wouldn't that mean that the mind vampires would have to deal with the hags?
Stop trying to think, dear. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, you're right.
We all know I'm the brains of the operation anyway. Come on.
As I have my hand around Otto as he's crying, I place my hand on his back and message to him. What happens from here is your call. And I will support whatever you need.
Just sobbing.
Is there anything anyone is wishing to do in this moment? Then,
Kai's gonna go walk away from the group because he said what he's had to. And go find the horses. And pat them down a little bit, just make sure they're okay, and slowly lead them back to the group. But just stand off to the side of the clearing, watching people just kind of like mill about like, I'm a goat man. And I am happy to be a goat man.
whenever you all leave this place, this spot, whenever that is, where would you be going? Would you be returning to Vale Crossing? Or would... Okay. So in that case, we see as Kai retrieves the horses, stands off to the side. Gromp and Otto, Bodhi, watching all of this and just being there. Melon, Wraught. And we watch the wild things slowly collect themselves and make a much slower return to Vale Crossing than when they left it. And as the camera pulls out of this slow procession, weaving through the beautiful grasslands of the fields of spring, that's where we'll close tonight's session. We'll pick back up there. Thank you all so much for a wonderful and vulnerable session. Don't forget to take care of yourselves. Don't forget to separate art from reality and art from artist, and be good to yourselves. It's just a story, but it's good to feel.
Don't eat the family of your friends.
It's good to feel, too. And I firmly believe and frequently say that I think TTRPGs are a very real type of magic, where we get to sit around, tell stories, and actually feel real things about it together. And that's really cool. But still take care of yourselves. And before we say goodbye, please don't go anywhere so that we can raid, share the love, all of that. If you want to catch up on past episodes, go buff yourself, you know that. Does anyone have any announcements before we leave? How's everybody doing?
We will not be able to be here for 2 weeks because Halloween shenanigans.
Yes, so we are going to be off for the next 2 weeks. So we will be back start in November. But we have other games going on Thousand Faces as well. There's City of the Crimson Tower and Mothership are also happening during that time. So go check those out as well. Mav, any announcements?
Hey everyone! It's your favorite black guy on the internet,
Favorite
everybody.
traumatized rabbit on the internet.
I want to say, this is a great Halloween episode for this show.
Supposed to.
What's more terrifying than your own backstory and feelings?
The things I try to avoid.
So hi, I'm on here on Twitch. I play a lot of cool games. I'm going through my Shocktober Spooktacular event right now, where I'm playing horror games. Right now, I'm currently playing Dead Space, the remake, and actually trying not to piss myself. Mm-hmm. And the casting of Frank Stone, which is a wonderful, wonderful choose-your-own-adventure horror game made by the same people who made Until Dawn and The Quarry and all the other Dark Picture games. And it deals with, 3 different timelines that we have to intervolve.
Oh, that's
and it's great. It's so great. And I play Fortnite. So,
yeah.
Hey,
go check out his channel. It's good.
Yeah.
Give us a Fortnite dance. Give us a Fortnite dance.
Oh, God.
They're all black.
No, don't.
It's fine.
You're right, because they
That girl
steal.
is poison. They stole that one straight from Scrubs, and I think that's awesome.
They did.
Yeah. Lauren, any announcements?
Not really.
Cool.
I'm just vibing. I'm gonna be going on a little vacation with Sally Quinn Creations. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
was-
So
that was nice.
we're gonna
Yeah.
That was
That bard.
Yeah.
That
we're
bar.
gonna
Well
go just play in the woods and have a fun time.
Wait,
Maybe
you gonna
make
be
some
over
kind of,
by
we're not
us?
sure. Maybe do some paints. Maybe do some shenanigans. We don't know. So stay tuned for all that.
Are you
That's
gonna
all
be
I
out
got.
by us?
What? No.
Oh, how dare!
How dare I know?
Anyone else? Any announcements from the trio?
We sick.
We're monsters.
Were a monster. Growth.
Psych, we've been playing
Literal
the same
character
character the whole time.
Yeah, that's fun. All right. Well, in that case, thank you all so much for being here, and thank you to the 6 of you for playing this game and telling the story. You guys that was amazing. I'm so excited to listen back to this episode for all the things I even missed. You all fucking killed it. Until we see you next time, which will be Tuesday? For
Monday.
Oh,
Monday.
yes, Monday for Mothership. Correct. Mothership, episode
Say, like,
3.
November the 9th for this one.
Those are super fun if you like sci-fi horror a la Aliens. Super fun with some Dead Space vibes in there in this one too. So a couple of people almost died last time. And they figured out they literally can't hurt the enemy.
Why is
So-
nobody dead yet, Ethan?
Look, I'm getting there. They took longer to get where they got, okay? I expected
Ethan,
someone to
just
be
kill
dead.
one.
You're not trying hard enough.
Ethan, roll and just kill them now.
Just randomly. All right, y'all. Thank you again for being here. We appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. And I'm going to start that raid. And until we see you next time, stay wild, friends. Take care of yourselves. Bye.
Bye.